Hi, welcome to the second season of our youth-led podcast, our Land Justice podcast. That's what we're naming it for now. Today, we have our two guests. Who do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, y'all. Welcome to season 2. I'm Celine Rendon. I use she, her pronouns. And I'm just here as a support today to help kick off the first new episode of the new season of the Land Justice podcast. And I'm usually behind the scenes supporting Land Justice Community School and our educators and our youth and our artists.
Awesome. My name is Maxochitl. My pronouns are they, them. I'm the creative director of Land Justice Community School and super excited to be here with Genesis and, just support youth-led work. Yes,
Yay.
we need it. The next generation taking it down and holding it down.
So we're going to talk about today about land justice, housing justice, Texas versus tech billionaires, building a community, or reclaiming our stories, and what it feels like to be a young organizer in this world.
Yeah.
Got lots to say about that. Yes.
So you did the first season that we started off the podcast inviting community members. What do y'all want to see like going into this next season, this next era with Land Justice Community School?
For me, I want to see like more new people. Like I want them to talk about their story here in Austin, growing up, what they seen, what they done for the community, and like more in depth.
Yeah, more in depth.
I honestly feel the same. I feel like the way Land Justice Community School is moving is very much like geared towards storytelling. And I've just like seen all of the ways that like our stories can be used to educate people. So I think, like you said, bringing in more people from the community to share their stories is a good way for like everyone to be connected in this movement. And, what is land justice and what does that look like here, and like even outside of Austin, I feel like since it's all so connected.
Yeah. Looking forward for like the more like new topics, new people. That's going to make it what it is. Seeing you like get comfortable behind the mic is also exciting, and like bringing more youth voices and just overall fun. I want us to go like harder. I want us to like put a lot into like our editing, setting up the interviews. And I know we're like expanding as a team now. So it's going to be like super fun this summer, like the creative design of how y'all want this podcast to be unique and like your creative outlet for everything.
Yeah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, we need a theme song. Maybe we could ask our artist friends. Maybe we could ask our artist friends to like make a jingle or something.
Yeah.
Artwork.
Speaking of artists, I guess we should talk a little bit about like what is Land Justice Community School.
Yes.
Land Justice Community School is a new organization, but it's not new so much as like it just got transmuted into something else.
There was prior work it was built upon.
Yeah, so like Genesis, you've been here for a while. Before it was like Start Empowerment, right? And that was whenever Alexia and her co-founder Kier
Yeah, Kier
Blake, they both had founded this organization, Start Empowerment, and had bases in basically New York and Texas. And they basically split up before 2026 to focus more regionally. And so that's kind of like how the formation of Land Justice Community School came about. But we still have like a lot of existing programs as before, right? Like you guys are super familiar.
Yeah, so Genesis started working with us, part of the summer fellowship program that we have, working with frontline community orgs that are working on issues from environmental justice, land justice, fight against extractive industries like SpaceX or AI, or desalinization plants like in Corpus. So we have that summer program, which we just announced the applications for folks. So we'll be working for a lot of new fellows this summer here in Austin, Corpus Christi, Texas, Brownsville, Texas, and then a new org we're working with is St. John Parish. So Concerned Citizens of St. John in Louisiana. So that's one of our programs. And then we also have the Allison Garden, Food Garden, which Red Hawk helps lead with Noe. and
our curriculum.
oh yeah, our
Come
curriculum,
on.
the curriculum. It's just hard to like name it, all of them, because they kind of work together so much. Like the curriculum, the people, we all kind of collaborate pretty hands-on, even with our fellows in the program when we do.
Yeah.
So,
and this podcast was with Star Empowerment at first too, right? Yeah. So now you just transition into land justice. I guess for people who don't know what Land Justice Community School is, basically we're a collective of artists, educators, and organizers, and youth, of course, all fighting for collective liberation to really fight a lot of the environmental racism, displacement that we see, to, you know, uplift food sovereignty. You know, I think like land justice in itself is so layered and like what it can apply to, because land is a relationship, and you know there's so many ties to land. And so like I feel like I see that come up within like queer rights, within, you know, gentrification. I don't know, like what do you guys feel?
yeah, I think looking at our relationship to land is kind of reflective about like how we treat each other as like human beings. Like how we're taking care of the earth should be reflective of how we take care of like our people and creatures and living, non-living beings on earth. And like right now it's not looking too great. Of like, I know we get anxiety thinking about what's happening all over the world, and how whether environmental pollution, displacement, gentrification, or just like exploitation of the environment, right, over and over, and like bad land use policies. It's like, what could land justice really look like if people come together with their community to like envision like a future that we want, that like with food sovereignty, with youth leadership development, like what you get to be part of, and just being together like in more community spaces, working alongside each other, having food co-ops, having housing available. Like it can look like so many ways. Yeah, what about you, Genesis?
For me, I would say like having like more third spaces, being connected with more people, and like, fighting against displacement. Because how are we all gonna be together if like we're going through these issues, you know?
How did it feel hosting the opening of the basketball court, that third space that was created in East Austin?
To me, it felt exciting because whenever I was younger, like I used to have like a few third spaces where I could be in, and now that I grew up, like there's not a lot. Whenever we were planning this, it kind of like helped me like, oh, like we're creating new spaces for like more youth, for adults, for everybody like to come together as a community. It felt really exciting like to see that happening.
Yay.
Yeah,
and it was so fun.
It was fun. I was roller skating the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like too, like I feel like having like community events like those reminds us about like how much joy is resistance. Because, you know, as organizers, whether we're adults or youth, like it is like, you know, hard work, but I feel like we do it for the love of community. And so it's really exciting to just see like, you know, you guys wanting to be a part of that. Because I feel like personally, I think youth have such strength to like be in leadership positions, and like you guys embody that. So it was really cool to see that.
Yeah. Just co-planning it together too, I think is like amazing experience. Because that's like the whole point, is like co-creation of like a community event is a perfect example of like how the community comes together. Getting DJ Dream, he's gonna be playing the music. We had tamales de pueblo, they provided tamales, and then someone was cooking out hot dogs, and then there's also popcorn, and everything was free. We got free coffee from Leche Coffee, which was amazing.
Bro, the coffee was so good. You didn't try the coffee, did you?
No, I tried the matcha.
Oh yeah, the matcha. Oh, the matcha looked really good.
It had like strawberry at the bottom.
Yes.
But it was just fun because you got the like the guys were playing basketball, we were roller skating, the little kids were outside, people were just chilling. And then on top of that, like we're also doing like some mini political education, like y'all were doing for the third spaces, and you know, it's us coming together, but there's like more power behind this, and why it's important historically of like people coming together to make this possible. So yeah. Hopefully we could do another party this summer. Cool. So now Obviously, some of us are working together, built on like years of past relationships and stuff, or like new relationships. But how did y'all get involved in community organizing, and why you care about this topic related to like land justice and such?
For community organizing, I think I got more into it whenever like the Acacia Cliffs barbecue. Like I saw like people like get together, and then like we were also like helping them out. We were like, hey, if you guys want to learn more, and then like also people who lived there like talking about like their experience, like how they went to city council
Right.
and how they talked, and it just made me feel more like invested into it, because I'm like, if they're going through it, there's other like apartments like that are going through it too. Like they already have like made their own community, and like to get this place is sad, because like you're taking that away from them when they go there, they build it, and all of a sudden like it goes away.
So what Genesis is talking about, for people watching, Genesis was one of our youth fellows last year. The organization would formally start empowerment, and Genesis worked closely with like me and other organizers with community powered ATX with the Acacia Cliffs Tenant Association, because last summer they were going through a zoning change by the developer to basically in the way for like luxury development. It still is an existing affordable complex that community members were just really worried about last year and trying to fight back against city council to like stop the gentrification from happening. And that's when Genesis joined us. But yeah, you got thrown into that. You got to be part of, help lead our protest against tech billionaires.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of like youth would be so amazing in those spaces, and I wonder like what it would take for like them to just be more involved. Like, do you think like you got involved because you saw the people outside, or was it like did you have a relationship with someone who was experiencing that?
For me, like I've experienced moving like everywhere, like because of gentrification, but then like also seeing like people like going through it as well. It kind of made me feel like, oh, like if I could do something like right now, then I should do something right now, because you know, like you need somebody in your community to like help you and be with you.
Yeah, I feel like it was like a relationship with you and like telling your story, and then getting like, I think giving youth leadership like directly is like a best way, not to, for you to do it on your alone, but like to do it co-creatively with us and like collaboration. Because youth get shy. Like you were so shy when we started off first, like, oh, I don't want to talk. And now it's just like, well, you know, she wants to probably talk a little bit. And like giving them the opportunity to be in that position. Like that's why I think like youth getting like more exposure and opportunities, which I feel like nowadays is hopefully changing a bit.
But also like, cause like I got to like talk with y'all, like learn more, but then also talk with like the community, like what they're going through, what they want to see change. It really helped me be like, oh, like I need to say something about this.
Like these are the steps to take of how you organize.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that helped you to where you could even like help other young organizers do something similar?
Yeah, cause like what I've seen, what y'all taught me, like I feel like I could like somehow like also teach other youths that they could do the same, that they could like also learn something, that they could go help out the community as well.
And that's like what we're doing with the summer fellowship too, right? We're also gonna like be training y'all, but so that you guys can even train people in your own community. So I'm so excited to like see like you know all of the community organizing that y'all are gonna bring to all these spaces.
I'm really excited about that, because I learned a lot from you guys, so I'm like hoping to also teach other people like what I've learned to them, so, like they could also be like, hey, like I should also do something.
And I feel like too, it's not just like what we have taught you. I feel like it's what you've taught us, right? Like I always feel like I'm constantly learning from youth, and like there's so much that you guys have to teach us as well. And I feel like we have our like ways of like training and organizing, but I feel like there's been ways that you've even created your own like strategy or your own ways of investing in that. So just want to give you credit where it's due. It's not just what we have done to teach you, it's also like what you have learned as someone who is becoming an organizer yourself.
Yeah, like Acacia Cliffs, like that was new for me too. Like, and the other organizers, like, were like, we gotta do barbecues, we were door knocking and all that. Like, that's also like,
Yeah.
not to say it's like everyone's first time doing that, but it's still a new experience. You're meeting new people, so like we're learning, right beside you. And it's awesome when young people are involved. It like just feels more community.
Intergenerational.
It's intergenerational, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they feel like they care more about what's going on.
Yeah. So how did you get involved as a young person? Like, what was your kind of background entryway into some of this organizing land justice work?
Yeah, I feel like I really started organizing when I went to UT in Austin. And honestly, I like didn't really think critically before college about like, you know, the different layers of lived experience as like someone who is queer, as somebody who is indigenous and like is first generation, all these things.
Right.
I didn't even really know much about my identity going into college. So it was like a really big shift for me. I joined the Native American Indigenous Collective at UT, which is like a student undergrad group for Native students. And I think I started getting involved in organizing because of how much discrimination I was experiencing. I think it's also a culture shock coming to Austin, right? I'm originally from San Antonio, and so it was like mostly like Latina and indigenous there. And like I came into school right whenever basically they were starting to move a lot of like the programming and programming.
The DEI targeting.
So whenever they were targeting DEI. But before that, I started getting involved generally in like indigenous rights organizing, kind of starting out with like the way UT Austin has indigenous bodies in cardboard boxes that they use to research.
Yes, the remains of ancestors. I remember that was like a campaign. Still an ongoing campaign.
Yeah, so there's the Miacan Garza band out in San Marcos who is organizing a prayer walk to just bring it to attention that, you know, these ancestors are being kept and that they're requesting for the remains back to the tribe. And that was like my first time really like wanting to get invested in organizing. I had done like some organizing around educating against domestic violence before that. But as far as like indigenous rights, that's what really like sparked like my activism. And then after that, with like the passing of SB 17 and, you know, all of the protests that were happening and, you know, the protests against genocide in Palestine too, I was getting really involved because it was like our programs that were being cut. It was our advisors. On top of that, they were like censoring us heavily as students and like literally abusing us with state troopers. Yeah. So I feel like within like a year and a half, I had to quickly learn how to organize because I didn't really have a choice. Right. And so I feel like indigenous rights literally touches everything because whenever we talk about land justice, it's literally talking about, you know, fighting colonialism on all fronts. I mean, I've been organizing for a couple years now, but I think just like the density of like what you have to organize against as somebody with all of these different overlapping identities kind of like puts you into like this like fast momentum of like learning everything you can to be safe and keep your community safe. Yeah. It's been a journey, but that's kind of how I got my start in organizing.
Yeah, it's all relational. I kind of was the same way. It's so weird to talk about like my journey because I'm like, dang, it's like, I feel like it's been ongoing organizing-ish for the past 10 years now, about to turn 30 this year. But yeah, I went to UT. I studied environmental science and like, I would say I was somewhat politically engaged just because like I was a Tumblr kid like growing up. And I was also a military kid. So like I lived overseas. I lived in Okinawa, Japan. And like I just knew a lot about like history because I was like living right through it like on a military base on an occupied island, which is really interesting and like, yeah, really interesting, fascinating. But then going into college, also a culture shock, and just like, oh, like this is a politicized institution for sure. It shows up in like your professors, it shows up in how you're getting treated, it shows up in your access to education and like being able to make it in a space like that. But I got involved in like environmental justice organizing efforts through an internship with Poder. Like I know you're part of the Young Scholars for Justice, but I was learning about land use and affordable housing and policy and stuff and gentrification. But I also was trying to organize like for my major because we had no mention of like race, class, or the environment in my curriculum. Like no mention of it in my environmental studies. So I feel like I was kind of active in a number of spaces, and then friends also in like other solidarity efforts. So it's just always been there for like, yeah, the past 10 years, and like getting involved with different orgs, getting involved in different neighborhoods, political campaigns I helped support. And then in my career now, I guess for the past 8 to 10 years of climate resilience work and like disaster preparedness response or like environmental or conservation work. So that's some of my background, but it's cool to like have all my interests like with y'all of like creative storytelling, climate justice, housing, and all this other stuff like come into one place. Yeah, so I guess we're all getting pretty well involved in organizing at a younger age.
I just think like youth are so important in like our organizing spaces, which is why it's so awesome to see you guys like in these spaces, but mostly in leadership. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like youth need more agency.
They definitely do. Like going to college shouldn't be like your one idea of what it means to make yourself somebody. Like you are so knowledgeable, and like we have so much creativity and passions that we're holding on to. Like people have so much potential to explore their identity. And it's just like we're not really given that opportunity as like young people growing up. Maybe like at later in age, you realize and like you look back on your past, you're like, oh, that's what was going on.
Yeah.
But like you learning about it now, like which is what you should be learning in school. But how could this be like an opportunity, like what you're missing in school, to connect to some of these issues you care about with your peers?
I've been like with Poder, I've been with you guys, and I've seen like other people like in the River Watch, and like I've seen them like passionate, but then I'm like, there's much more that you guys can be doing, like what I'm doing, and like it can be like more. Some people like at school, they're like, they want to be more involved, like, cause what I've seen earlier this year during the ICE protest walkout thing, I saw people like really into it, like going to the Capitol, like, you know, like walking all the way over there, like speaking up about like what's going on. It was awesome for me to see, but I'm like, you guys could like also be doing something, not just like protesting. Like, yeah, protesting is good, but like you guys could like organize, you guys could like do way more stuff, and like you guys are youth, you know, like you can learn more, be involved more, organize more, be with the community more.
Yeah.
I feel like the youth would like jump at an opportunity to like be more involved if they were just given more like leadership opportunities, because there are organizing collectives and there are organizing nonprofits, but they don't have like a huge focus on like uplifting youth. Like I think a lot of the narrative is like, we need to protect our children. We need to speak up for our children. But it's like, the children also have a voice. The children can speak up for themselves, and like,
But like, what do y'all want?
yeah. And I really think it needs to be like coming from y'all too, because it shows like, you know, the youth are also experiencing this. I feel like the youth have a voice that they're just like waiting to use, or they're waiting to like really be uplifted, you know, and to be given like more tools and more spaces to like really invest in it.
Yeah. That's why I'm excited for like this podcast to kind of grow. Like during the summer, we're going to be doing a lot of new like media storytelling and journalism stuff with more youth, which you're going to be helping co-lead some of that. You're going to be doing some of the workshops, and we're going to be working with our creative friends to like even put out stuff like maybe even a short documentary, or putting out like creative poetry pieces. Like there's going to be so much that we're going to get to explore this summer. So I'm just feeling like good on ramping up like our ideas that we have and like actually doing it.
Yay.
So, yay.
What are some things that like you're excited about for this summer?
I would say the workshop, being more connected with like more youth and like the community. Like I want to see more, and like also like for people to like come in here and then talk about like their experience, what they do. So like I'm kind of excited for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About to do.
The kind of like journalism that's
Yeah.
happening, but also it's really just like storytelling. Like, I don't know. And I feel like it's a good way to connect with, you know, what matters to us and like what's happening in our own communities, because like we can be so interconnected, but everyone's lived experience is different, you know, and I think it's important to know those things.
I'm so excited. I'm excited for like our guest facilitators and like workshop people.
Yeah.
Because like there's such a community of amazing people here in our city. It's just like always got that boot on us, you know? Like let's.
Texas.
I know, it was just like.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I went to Take Back Tech conference this past weekend.
Oh, yeah,
We
yeah.
were like talking about how we can organize against AI, surveillance, how we can organize against ICE, you know, basically everything that we could do to fight like the big tech billionaires.
So it's gonna get figured out soon how we're gonna take down the tech billionaires.
I hope so.
AI and
I hope so. Yeah, but I think like there's just so many different ways to organize, and like it's gonna be really cool to like do some workshops, because I feel like we learn so many things, and I'm really excited to like pass that along, because one of the things that we were talking about is like we can't just keep organizing at the same people. We need to create more organizers.
Agreed.
And I feel like you created yourself into an organizer. I don't want to take credit for all of it, you know, because like I said, we learned so much from you. But like, you know, this is an organizer.
Man,
right
you
here.
just showing up. Most people don't even show up.
Yeah.
You know, like that's huge.
I'm committed.
Yes. And then you're going to be like teaching other people, and you're going to create more organizers. And like, that's how we build people power.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can't have all the knowledge. You can't have all the influence. Like, it's so much better. I feel like for me in organizing, like, this has been the most exciting period of my life in organizing, because there's been more young people involved. There's more of us in general that are involved. I feel like before I kind of felt like some of like the youngest person in the room sometimes. And that's the spaces I'm at, right? Like, so I feel like this has been more like relationship oriented and like actually like getting younger people and just more people and collaborating.
For me, like when I joined, like I didn't know like none of y'all, right? But then like the more that like I got to hang out with y'all, the more that I got to like know more about y'all, I feel like connected.
Yeah.
Connected with the work that I'm doing too.
I know. Thank gosh we're cool.
I feel like
Get
it's
along.
also because we have so many like intersectionalities,
Oh, yeah.
like in our group. Like we all come from different backgrounds and bring our lived
yeah.
experiences. There's only one way to go from here, and it's like community organizing and really showing up in not just like the hard times, but also like having joy together.
Yeah.
Okay, next, data centers. Did y'all know that Austin is a big tech city?
Yes.
No way, really.
No way. Elon Musk and all his buddies moving in.
Dude, I don't even like talking about Tesla or whatever. I get scared. I'm like, oh, they're listening to me. Like if I
They're
talk
always
bad
listening.
about them.
Did
Yeah.
you see the Tesla thing where like they're doing like you know how like Waymo's, but now it's with Teslas? They're doing it now.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be doing like semi trucks that are self-driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like doing all this new tech, dude. It's
Yeah,
kind of
with
crazy.
Tesla. Like how Waymo is Waymo, and now they're doing it Tesla.
Like semi trucks, big
Yeah.
trucks on the highway.
I think I did hear about that actually.
Yeah, so Austin's a big. Every time I think about Austin, because in Montopolis, you could see downtown, like a beautiful view of downtown in Montopolis on the east side, and it just reminds me of the Blue Beetle. Because did y'all watch Blue Beetle? Is it called Blue Beetle? It's that Marvel show. Well, it's like this Mexican, I think they're Mexican family. And the family like is going through gentrification. It's like a tech city, but it's like in the future somewhat, but it looks like LA or something.
Wait, we should like do an analysis.
No,
on
I
this
think it'd
in
be
different episode.
It would be a fun like movie night because it talks
Yeah.
about gentrification and like tech. But that's what I think Austin is, because I'm just like look downtown. I'm like, this is such a tech, like it already feels like cyberpunk vibes.
Yeah. All of those buildings just look like one big like microchip to me.
They're like military bases. I've driven by Tesla. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's just bad for the environment. I went to the 812 Mexican, the Polga south of
Oh.
airport.
Yeah.
And like being there, it's like all foresty. I'm like, this feels so opposite than like what I usually feel around
Yeah.
downtown.
Yeah. Austin has like green spaces, but like I grew up in San Antonio. And,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize until I moved away that the reason we have like no water in our like creek sheds is because of like all of the data centers that we have. I looked it up and we have like at least 30 data centers in San Antonio already.
Yeah.
Because San Antonio is like a huge military base. And I was like, oh, that's why there's no water in the creeks. It all makes
Dude,
sense now.
Yeah, San Antonio has a lot of EJ issues tied to the military bases.
Yeah. And it's just a bunch of concrete. And I feel like that's kind of what like Austin is turning into. And I haven't
It's just not
grown
safe.
up here, so
Wildlife on the side of the road nonstop. I've been in like 3 car accidents. Probably more. I don't know.
no.
It says here that there's a data center being proposed in Caldwell County, which is 30 minutes south of Austin. So it just feels like they keep popping up. Like that's what's annoying about organizing. It's like, why do they get the ability just to like pop up in such a short time frame for us to like say, no, we don't want that? What do you know about data centers?
Well, I've seen stuff like they take a lot of water and they're like everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, I saw a video. I don't. Oh yeah, I saw a video on Poder. This couple, they had like a big land, but right next to it was a data center. And they're like, when
Yeah.
I don't know, I think when they were building it or whatever, like next to their house, like it was just like all foggy, like all orange, like they couldn't even see. And then
Yeah.
like their water also gets ruined. So I'm like, why do people think like it's acceptable to like make these and then like,
Yeah. It's all profit.
yeah, until like it happens to them, like their water not working, like that's like that's when like they're gonna realize all late until like to change it when there's nothing you could do, and so there's no point.
I also heard that data centers are built with monopoly money, which basically means they're not actually paying for the land. And they get like tax breaks. I mean, okay, maybe we'll cut this, but
I'm scared.
yeah. I mean, like at the end of the day, like data centers are costing like billion or like a couple million at least to be built, and then like using all of this water that really should be going to us, especially because like this is literally a drought state. We've been in a drought for like several
that's why
years.
I'm glad it's raining a lot.
Yeah, I'm
good.
so grateful for the rain. Our land really needs it. But yeah, it like literally just looks like the data centers that are being proposed, like whenever they get shut down in one place, they move to another and then another and then another. And it's just like hard because you have to like organize the people in that community, but also then like the people who've been organizing in data center work have to like travel to that place. It just feels like this constant game of like burning organizers out until
It's just like the capitalist scheme of like how can we make money, like not thinking about stuff and just trying to cut corners and like push through the community organizing that's like set up. But that's why it's so important. Like I feel like when we talk about like local politics and like the people that are complicit in that, like city council that approves the rezoning that will allow data centers to be built, just trying to like build more political awareness of like it's not just these evil people that are far away doing this. It's like people in our community that are like letting this happen in the name of profit and like backroom deals and the lies of like this is gonna bring so many jobs, and it's like Tesla has a bunch of workers' rights violations, and a lot of people don't get paid how much y'all think they're getting paid, and it's
And
awful.
AI's job is literally to replace humans.
That's why I don't understand.
It's literally to replace humans, like artificial intelligence. Like it's literally in the name. And like
They're not helping people. They're not like helping like rescue people. They're not like helping disabled folks like their life easier.
if anything, it's raising utilities.
Yeah.
It's draining our water. It's
too much.
And then it's like they're proposing 3 data centers in Caldwell County. That's like right outside of
Dude, it's
Austin.
everywhere.
Like close to Lockhart. Yeah.
Shreveport, Louisiana, St. John, the folks we know in St. John are fighting that. Just like everywhere it's popping up.
Yeah, and I heard that in Louisiana, in the South, there's an area where like they don't even have electricity.
Yeah.
Yet they have like huge data centers.
That's what I'm saying. We're like, it's already sci-fi vibes.
Yeah. And I feel like it's
more
been
than
that
people,
way,
it's
like
been
in
this
Texas,
way, more than people
especially.
realize.
Yeah.
Because I remember, like, on YouTube, I saw, like, an ad of, like, ChatGPT. These farmers, they're like, hey, ChatGPT, like, how much water have we used for, like, agriculture stuff, right? Like, farmers wouldn't agree with this, like, if they saw this. Because, like, AI taking water, data centers taking water.
Oh, yeah, it's propaganda.
And then, like, we need, like, water for, like, food, water in general, like, you know. So it was just, to me, shocking. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
What do you think people think about data centers right now? Like, what do you think is people's understanding of it?
I feel like some people know that, like, it's taking water, it's, like, displacing people. But, like, I feel like the other half, like, they don't really know, like, what they're actually causing, like, displacement, taking water, like, just, like, important stuff. I think it's just, like, very important to talk about it because, like, not a lot of people know or aren't very educated about it.
Right. And I think it's like intentional, right? Everything that's happening is intentional. I think people also don't know that a lot of the narratives that like big tech people are putting out are myths too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, like they try to
That's like
say
our
that they're
housing.
doing different strategies for like how to reduce like the water usage, but what they do to reduce the water usage requires more electricity, which requires more water. And like, you know, it's just
all
like
greenwashing.
Yeah.
That's why I just don't trust the idea of like carbon neutrality or like net zero gases of like, oh, as much pollution we put into the environment, we're also taking out that much. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, let's just not do that in the first place.
Yeah.
Than trying to like
Yeah.
balance it out of what we're putting out. Like, let's just not put that out. Like, there's smart ways other people are doing this. It's not like rocket science. But yeah, it's like a lot of greenwashing and then propaganda. And it's kind of like all of our other politics and like blame or I don't know. They just don't tell us the truth. It's like developers and their talking points of why they can't build affordable housing. It's like, yes, you can. You can.
And I feel like the Data Center Action Coalition does like a really good job of like educating people because like even down to like, you know, when city council votes are happening, like they don't advertise that a lot. And a lot of people don't even know how to get engaged. And like I didn't even know that there was 3 data centers being proposed outside of Austin until they posted about it. And so I feel like it's also hard whenever like you don't know those community organizing spaces to learn. And a lot of the times because these organizations are like grassroots, like we don't have a lot of funding.
Not getting paid to do it.
And if we do have funding, it's limited.
Yeah.
That's why it's like important for us to have like that community education piece of like telling our friends, telling our classmates, you know, like trying to teach more youth.
Yeah.
Shout out Dawa for the studio, always holding it down.
Yes, thanks you all so much. None of this podcast would be possible without Dawa Studios and letting us use the space and put out amazing content and the support of their staff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's just close out with your hot take.
The hot take.
Okay.
Are
Just
are
do
these the
one,
hot take?
'cause we only got a few minutes.
The
And
closing?
you do your own hot take.
What's your hot take?
Oh.
It could be controversial. No
okay.
explanation.
I don't know. Like, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I feel like hot take would be like coffee shops. Like how you guys said, like, why is there like so many? Like, there shouldn't be that many. And like, especially like expensive coffee too. Like, $16, $11. No, thank you. Like at least like 5 to 10. You know,
Yeah.
like something cheap, but like also like good quality, good product. Like, you know, shouldn't be that expensive.
Do you drink coffee?
You
drink matcha.
Yeah.
That counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What's
you-
your hot take?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it'd be too controversial and I'll get canceled.
Nah, say it. We'll cut it.
This
Yeah.
it's
I'm just
tipping.
kidding.
It's tipping. It's strange though because I think people at McDonald's should get tipped. But I think sometimes like tipping at coffee shops, I'm just like I feel like tipping is like the business person's way of underpaying their staff.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
And when they ask me to tip, it goes straight to like $1. And I'm like, that's not even like 25% worth of what I just purchased. So I don't know. It's not to say like I don't like tipping. Like, of course I'm going to tip. But my controversial take is like, I think it's shows that they're not paying.
Yeah, like pay more.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And your hot take?
My hot takes also be hella controversial. I'm just kidding. I mean, it's not that controversial.
Canceled.
Cancel. My hot take is if a protest involves cops like getting a permit to have the
Oh.
protest happen, it's not a protest. That's
Yes.
that's a parade.
Parade.
Or like I don't know, a rally. I don't know if a rally even like it's just not disruptive. And I feel like if it's a protest, it's disruptive. And so I think
Like a
people
town
need to stop.
hall.
Yeah, people need to stop calling their protests
Yeah.
whenever it's like with a permission slip permit
Yes.
and within the boundaries of what they want a protest to be. Because if it's not disruptive, like it's not really doing what it's supposed to. It's not giving protests. It's giving permission slip
Yeah.
and
True.
holding up signs. And not to say I don't like people coming out. It's just
Yeah.
I think there's a different type of revolution we need. And I think getting permits from cops isn't it.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and hope to see you next episode. Bye.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great
Thank you,
questions.
guys. I really love this.